Yes, guys, I invite you today to visit Tanzania, and especially I want to talk about the palaces, the state house in Tanzania. First of all, we are going to the historical site in Bagamoyo, whereby we are going to see how things worked at that time. As you know, that Tanganyika, by the time it was colonized by Germans, from early in 1888 to 1919, when it lost the power to British colonial rule. So Bagamoyo is the first capital of German East Africa since 1888 to 1891. Then it became the seat of the district administration until when it was overthrown by the British Colonial. So German bomber was built in about 1895 or 97. The historians here they differ, but all in all, it's around this time 1897 or 95, with the German Central Administrative Office and the residence of the German Colonial Administrator. Mind that it was then called Dorma, not Bomber. Now Dorma, it means Dodge Overseas Management Administration, before being converted to Bomber, which is British Overseas Management Administration. So in 1995, it turned into historical building officially. But anyway, about the German State House, we should have known that German administrative had already shifted to Mzizima, and now it is known as Dar es Salaam, due to the fact that the ocean depths was shallow in Bagamoyo, and then it was necessary that it shifted to Mzizima. Nowadays it's known as Dar es Salaam, and it is there where German lost Tanganyika colony after the First World War in 1919, if you know the history. So it was then taken by British government and used as the district administrative block in Bagamoyo until after independence. It continued to be served as the district administration in Bagamoyo. At this time, everything about the official state house was shifted to Dar es Salaam, where we are going to see also about Dar es Salaam. So later, this Bagamoyo State House was given to the Antiquity Department, and nowadays it's used only as a museum, or it works with the Antiquity Department. In 18th century to 19th century, now we are talking about the Mzizima or Dar es Salaam, where the State House was constructed. So the State House was constructed first by the British governor Horace Biat, who was from Tottenham in Britain, and he was forced to stay first in a temporary residence soon after entering into power, where there is now the Health Ministry in Dar es Salaam. It used to be a place or the residence of the first British governor Horace Biat. It was constructed near the presence now of Ikulu of the State House. So until 1962, the residence of the president of Tanzania, Tanganyika by then, it was shifted to Magogoni area. So this is where a story tells us that the construction was completed in 1922. Yeah, 1922 it was the first part of the Tanzanian. By the way, by the time it was Tanganyika State House was completed, and then yeah, it in 1962 it was officially opened as the Ikulu or State House for the Tanganyika president, and later on for Tanzania when they come to join with the Zanzibar in 1964 to form Tanzania. Then it became the first State House of Tanzania. Until then, the Palace of Magogoni, Dar es Salaam, it is the 7th most beautiful palace in Africa, whereby according to some researchers, they claim that the first one is the Building Union of South Africa, that's the best. The second is Flag Star Ghana, now is known as is Golden Jubilee in Ghana. Then they claim it to be House, Egypt, to be the third. Harambee House of Kenya to be the fourth. The fifth one is Palace of Nation in Kinshasa, Democratic Republic of Congo. And the sixth one is Mkwamo, Entebbe, Uganda. This is not very official, but it all depends with the researcher. But Dar es Salaam was the 7th position in Africa, the most beautiful. But right now there are some changes after the Magogoni Palace construction completed. Now the first one is that of Egypt, Adin Palace Garden, Egypt. The second one is Unity Palace, Cameroon, which is known by its art and other things. And then they put Chamwino, that is Dodoma, to be the third one in beauty and large in Africa. So the Chamwino Dodoma has become the third most beautiful in Africa, with the area of about 8,473 hectares, almost equivalent to 54.43 kilometers squares. That is 200 bigger than that of Dar es Salaam. So we'll see more about Chamwino as we talk about Tanzania. The first one is Union Building in Pretoria, which is built at the highest point of the country. The fifth one is Namibia State House, which takes about 25 hectares of land. Number 6 is the Golden Jubilee Ghana Flag Star. It was also known as Flag Star, which cost about 15 million of US dollar to construct. Number 7 is Yavoloa Palace in Antananarivo, Madagascar. Number 8 is Dakar, Senegal, Presidential Palace. Number 9 is Presidential Palace, Nouakchott, Mauritania. And number 10 is Kampala, Entebbe State House. So this is the other researchers, they say, but all in all, they are all beautiful, nice, and very attractive. But that of Dodoma is where our topic goes this time. So to be short about the palace of Chamwino, Dodoma, today according to the researchers have told you, they rank it to be the third most beautiful and the largest in Africa, with the dimensions 200 times that of Dar es Salaam, which by then it was the seventh position in Africa. And also the Chamwino Paris has got 8,473 hectares, which is equivalent to almost 84.43 kilometers square. And this was a product of our father of nation, Baba wa Taifa, Mwalimu Julius Kambarage Nyerere, who ever since he wanted the capital city to shift to Dodoma. And in 1973, during the Azimio la Arusha, one of the things was that the capital of the country should be in Dodoma. Only that because of the beauty of Dar es Salaam and other things, activities, many politicians and many civil servants didn't want to go to Dodoma. Not until the time of Magufuli, from 1961 to the time of Magufuli, John Pombe. That's why they revived the idea of going back to Dodoma as the capital city, and immediately they started to construct the infrastructures and structures to facilitate the capital city of the country to start operating. And now through the Tanzanian Defense Force, JKT, Jeshi la Kujenga Taifa, and other agents, they managed to construct this big structure, the Chamwino Palace, of which it took also the resemblance of Dar es Salaam Palace of Magogoni, but with some modifications. So you can see, it's very big and also very modified, and it also have some attractive things like there are wild animals. A part of it will be some animals like elephants, giraffe, and other animals that will be attracting the tourists. As I've told you, is 84.43 kilometers square. So with everything, including the wild animals would be in this area. This is the work of Tanzanian taxpayers, unlike that of Chamwino, of Magogoni, where it was built by the colonial rules, and then without doubt it was exploitative product of people. But this one, it is from our own money, the taxpayers, and so forth. But also the advantages of this Chamwino is that it is very spacious, and also it's been constructed in an area where there's no high concentration of people, unlike in Magogoni, where whenever president was to move about, then every business was to stop because it was constructed within the CBD area, which was very busy area, and then there was no anywhere for expansion. You see, so it was not easy for the neighbors, life of neighbors. But this one is spacious. But also I had some challenges from people that even though that Palace of Magogoni with Arabic Swahili design. It was very beautiful and it's still beautiful. But was it a reason that even that of Dodoma should imitate that of Magogoni? Or that Tanzanians are not creative to construct something of their own, different from that of Magogoni, that they had to imitate it the way it was? I think this also is some challenging factors. I think we should have trusted our own architectures and constructors to make something at least different, not the same one like that of Magogoni. Because even if you have read my former videos about the palace, the chief constructors proud that they've managed to take it from Magogoni to Chamwino. But I think that was the point of correction. They should have done something of their own. Anyway, thank you for watching. Continue to watch my works and don't forget to subscribe. Until next episode. Thank you everyone, and especially Jenafa TV, Azam TV, and others like many of you, Ayo TV, of whom I've benefited the courtesy from. But anyway, don't forget to subscribe. We are together. Until next episode. Thank you.